Qualcomm stock is down over 36% from its 5-year high. On today's episode, I want to take a closer look at 3 reasons why I remain bullish in this company and why I believe it's an attractive semiconductor company to own right now. Let's get started. So when we normally think of Qualcomm, we usually think of it as this mobile company which has a huge exposure into the mobile industry and the phone industry. And while that is true, I do believe one of the biggest growth opportunities for Qualcomm is how much they have diversified in the past few years. And like I mentioned, those are going to be some of the bullish points I'm going to bring up in today's episode. But for the first reason that I am bullish in this company is overall their financial health. I mean, obviously, if we take a closer look at their total long-term debt, this is a company with almost $17 billion in long-term debt. And somebody might look at that and say, whoa, Jose, this is kind of scary for during the market that we're in right now. But it is important to know that this company also has roughly $8 billion in free cash flow in the trailing 12 months and roughly $8.2 billion in cash and short-term investments. So financially, in forms of its balance sheet, I'm not worried at all. The other great thing is this is more of a mature company. They have seen numerous cycles here in the semiconductor space, and I do believe that experience also goes a long way. Outside of that, not only do I see them as a growth opportunity, this is a company that does return money back to shareholders in forms of buyback. Most recent quarter, roughly $1.2 billion. And in forms of dividend, most recently quarter, roughly $842 million. Obviously, this is the first reason, and I'd like to look at this at reason number 1 because it is always important to look at a company that is financially stable one way or another. Before we go any further, I want to thank you for watching, and I need your help to reach my goal of 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you can do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and thumbs up. Also, if you want some fantastic insight into the semiconductor industry, join my other channel, Semiconductor Investing and More, where I use my electrical engineering background to break down the semiconductor market. Finally, I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for their subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode. So now we can take a closer look at growth opportunities. And my first growth opportunity, or the second reason to be bullish in Qualcomm, is the automotive market. And yes, the automotive market is their smallest market at the moment, but they are seeing strong growth. And the great thing is, even though this is a company that currently mainly provides solutions for the mobile space, they have learned a lot from the mobile industry. One thing that you need to do in the mobile space is be able to create a chip that is great in performance, but also great in power efficiency. And that kind of translates in both the automotive market and the Internet of Things market. So if we take a closer look at revenue, the automotive market continues to grow almost on a sequential basis. There was one quarter in the past 2 years that did not see a sequential growth, but every quarter outside of that has. We can see in fiscal year of 2021, the automotive revenue was 1.1 billion. Fast forward to fiscal year 2022, it was roughly 1.5 billion. So this is growing at a nice double-digit pace. Qualcomm has numerous automotive solutions. The first one is their system on chips that definitely helps with their digital cockpit, but more importantly with the advanced driving assistance systems that we're seeing globally right now. They're also connecting with companies like Salesforce to help automakers build data-driven and connected customer experience. And right now, I want to say we are in the stage where we're seeing the car turn into the next cell phone, and Qualcomm is definitely a strong leader here. So right now, we definitely have numerous growth opportunities in the automotive business versus the electrification. The second is the smartness of vehicles. And I want to say third is more the autonomous driving and assistant driver system as well, that Qualcomm is definitely providing strong solutions in. So while the automotive market is still a small portion of this company's total revenue, I want to say it's closer to maybe 5% of total revenue, if that. This is one that I can definitely see in the upcoming years be closer to the low teen digits or even maybe mid-teen digits and continue to grow from there. The great thing here also is whatever they learn in the automotive market can also translate a little bit into the robotics market as well. And that kind of pushes us really well into topic number 3. So for bullish reason number 3, I want to say is their Internet of Things market. And Qualcomm believes that this will be the company's largest revenue segment in the future. And here they're hitting numerous industries. For example, they're hitting the consumer IoTs. Like I mentioned, they deal with things like connectivity, like location, processing, and all that is needed for things like your smartwatch, for your smart wearables, for your smart fitness, for your smart home. But it can also translate into the industrial market as well, as we are moving into smart cameras, smart distribution centers, and the list goes on and on. But before we take a closer look at those solutions, Qualcomm is entering a new market. They are creating CPU processors for the laptop space. And they have learned a lot, obviously, from the mobile market of creating a great performance processor, but also an energy efficient processor. And they are kind of in the final stages of testing out their CPU. I do believe this CPU, which is going to be the Qualcomm Orion, will come out with the next refresh of PC, which is expected to be somewhere between 2024 or maybe early 2025. We can see how Qualcomm's Internet of Things market has grown dramatically in fiscal year of 2021. It was roughly 5.4 billion. In fiscal year of 2022, it was roughly 7.4 billion. Right now, we are seeing a bit of a headwind in the markets that Qualcomm hits, especially due to over inventory correction. But I do want to say those kinds of headwinds, in my opinion, are more market and short-lived. It's not something that would be a long-term bear thesis that would break my bullish thesis on Qualcomm. So in the short term, I do believe this is a company that can experience numerous headwinds and numerous volatility and fluctuation in revenue. In the long term of things, I do believe this is one that has great opportunities. So kind of breaking down a little bit more on their Internet of Things product, if you go to their product list, they hit everything. They have GPUs, they have image sensing processors, they have digital signal processing, they have chips that help with Wi-Fi, with 5G connection, they have chips that help with location, with tracking, and the list goes on and on. So there's not really one product that, in my opinion, makes Qualcomm this huge play, but it's all the different solutions that they grab in this market. I do believe this is a great example. Qualcomm has this robotics RB5 platform, and let's say you're trying to create some form of robotic system, you can kind of buy this off-the-shelf solution, which includes numerous chips that Qualcomm makes. So if you're trying to, for example, they kind of explain it here, if you're trying to make some form of robotics, it comes with cameras, it comes with sensors, it comes with chips. And if we take a closer look at this company's, at the specification of this platform, we can see, hey, the CPU is a Cairo, which is a Qualcomm CPU. The image signal processor is a Qualcomm Spectra, another Qualcomm chip. The GPU is the Adreno 650 GPU, another Qualcomm chip. The digital signal processor is the Hexagon, another Qualcomm chip. The wireless connectivity is the Qualcomm Fast Connect, another Qualcomm chip. Even when we take a closer look at their SPUs, which are their secure processing units, it's another Qualcomm chip. So here we can see a perfect example of how many chips go into the development of Internet of Things solution, and how this is a company that has numerous growth opportunities. So those are the 3 reasons I enjoy Qualcomm. And even though it might not be popular like Nvidia or AMD, I do believe there is a lot of growth opportunity here. That's why it is in my portfolio, and one I feel like I am going to continue to add on, especially as certain semiconductor companies might have kind of just gone off the moon right now and might not be looking too attractive for me. Qualcomm, on the other hand, is looking very attractive at this price point, especially with all those growth opportunities. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.